The internet computer price is going absolutely insane. At the time of writing the script for this video, in less than 24 hours, the price pumped more than 40%. This insane pump comes 3 weeks after the day every crypto asset other than Bitcoin crashed by at least 50% in a few minutes. Some tokens such as Cardano even saw 80% drops. The good news for us as ICP investors is that ICP is among the very few coins that manage to recover while the rest of the market keeps going sideways, making retail investors go through a lot of emotional pain. In the last video, I went over the CoinDesk 20 index, which ICP is a part of and for which ProShares applied for an ETF. Today, ICP is leading by far in terms of performance, as opposed to the rest of the assets in the index. The ICP community is energized and there's a good reason for it. For the first time in a while, there are a lot of eyes on the internet computer, large X accounts are posting about it, and it seems like more and more people are discovering that ICP is the only innovation in blockchain after Ethereum. If you ask me, it looks like the stars are aligning perfectly, but only time will tell. As always, I want to contain my excitement and let the market surprise me in a good way. In today's video, we're going to talk about some even more bullish news coming from the man himself, Dominic Williams, the founder and chief scientist of DFINITY. Dominic is known for publishing long and extensive articles on Medium, and yesterday he has just published one of the most important articles in the history of the internet computer. He has laid out a new playbook, which he calls Internet Computer 2.0, which involves DFINITY 2.0. This is not a minor update, but rather a complete reorganization of the DFINITY Foundation as we know it. It's moving from a research institute to a tech venture. After reading the article multiple times, I'm going to break down this new structure and why this is the most bullish strategic pivot I have ever seen in the history of crypto. When Dominic Williams established the DFINITY Foundation back in 2016, he did it as a neutral, not-for-profit organization in Switzerland. His vision was that the new internet shouldn't be owned and developed by a for-profit company, but rather it needed a neutral guiding force. Imagine the old internet we are still using being owned by Microsoft rather than maintained by a neutral entity or entities. That wouldn't make sense because we would be talking about a complete monopoly over the internet. That's why Dominic wanted DFINITY to be a not-for-profit neutral foundation. But as the crypto industry evolved, a different pattern emerged. Almost every other major chain is guided by a for-profit company. Solana has Solana Labs, Avalanche has Ava Labs, Filecoin has Protocol Labs, and so on. This creates two very different frameworks. A for-profit company, as Dominic writes, has a fiduciary duty to maximize returns for shareholders. It's aggressive and it's focused on return on investment rather than innovating the industry. And think about it, 99% of the layer 1 blockchains that appeared after Ethereum are nothing more than Ethereum clones. Solana is nothing more than an Ethereum clone that is faster. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's just another token ledger that can move tokens from wallet A to wallet B, and the rest of them are pretty much the same. Have you ever thought about why are they called Ethereum killers? That's because they are simply Ethereum clones whose purpose is to dethrone the real innovator in this category, which is Ethereum, and maximize their profits in the process of attempting to do so. A foundation, on the other hand, has a duty to pursue a defined purpose. In other words, to create innovation and push the industry further. And over the years, this led DFINITY to operate much more like a research institute than a tech venture. And Dominic has now recognized this. He points directly to the Ethereum ecosystem and its success with Consensus, the for-profit company led by Joe Lubin, who was one of the founders of Ethereum that built critical products like MetaMask and Infura. He states that ecosystems need strong risk-taking for-profit ventures that drive growth, and ICP needs to benefit from this more too. The internet computer is now ready for this new attack plan. The network is developed enough to explode with adoption. This is something I've been waiting to happen for a long time, because it was obvious at some point it needed to happen. This is the entire premise for the new strategy, and there is a two-part solution according to Dominic. Part 1 is the internal change. Dominic says that DFINITY is working through a process of restructuring to create DFINITY 2.0, and we are talking about a deep cultural and operational shift. They are reorganizing to be more agile, with fewer layers of management components so they can ship faster. The goal is to make the foundation function more like a tech venture and less like a pure research institute. This is bigger than you think because for a long time, DFINITY struggled with so much corporate bureaucracy, which hindered the overall growth of the network. And this brings us to the second part of the plan, which is the attack ventures. DFINITY will now create and support for-profit initiatives that can drive massive cloud-rivaling usage of the Internet Computer Network. The first and most important of these is Caffeine AI, an application that enables everyone to create decentralized and secure applications without having to write a single line of code. Caffeine is designed to independently raise funds to scale out its market footprint. It's a for-profit venture spun off from DFINITY with a singular mission, and that mission is total domination. Dom's confidence here is staggering. He says he has confidence that Caffeine will eventually drive the creation of millions and millions of new apps on the internet computer. He goes on to say, thanks to Caffeine, the internet computer will soon have far more developers than the rest of the Web3 ecosystem combined. He also announced two other ventures. The first is Utopia, a platform for creating private cloud networks, which will act as a conversion funnel that brings traditional enterprises into the ecosystem, establishing ICP as a general compute standard. The other initiative is called Convo, which is currently in stealth. My guess is that Convo will either be a new LLM just like ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on, or it will be something like Consensus on Ethereum, a venture that will spawn massive applications on the internet computer. This is just speculation since Dominic never revealed anything about Convo, but if you have any other idea, make sure to let me know in the comments. So let's bring this all together. What we are witnessing is the birth of a new, far more aggressive ICP ecosystem. A leaner, meaner foundation acting as the core protocol developer and strategic launchpad. And spinning out from that core, we have a new fleet of for-profit attack ventures. Caffeine, Utopia, Convo. These are hardcore startups, designed to be fast, agile, and to raise their own capital. And all of these ventures, as Dominic says, have something in common. They can drive massive internet computer usage and cause massive volumes of cycles to be burned, so prepare yourselves because the internet computer is officially entering its most aggressive era to date.